Hi, welcome back. In order to put into practice what we heard from Mr. Janssen, we need a couple of practical skills. One of those skills is generating and using search terms. A search term is a word, a phrase, or a word pattern that gives instructions to a search engine to search for information in a particular database. In order to generate relevant search terms, let's take the example of the essay question that we looked at for diagnostic essay in week 1. This question asked for your opinion on an issue of significance for education. At first glance, it's pretty straightforward, easy, and safe to say that why not train educational leaders? But if we consider millions of dollars, manats, euros spent for this purpose, we are forced to reconsider our opinion. We are forced to consider whether this money could be better spent to deal with other issues in education, or it is best spent training leaders for educational institutions. To spend the money training those managers, or not to spend the money training those managers? That is the question. We might know part of the answer to this question, but let's face that we don't know the other part. And therefore, we need to search for information so that we can answer this question. So let's get started with our information search. As said earlier, we will generate search terms for this purpose. Taking the key terms from the question or an interpretation of the essay question will give us enough to start with. But hold on, there are some extra points that we need to consider before we start our search process. Namely, we can also include synonyms in our search terms. Or we can include alternative spelling to generate more information. If our term is too narrow, we can use a broader term to gather more information. Or the other way around, if our term is too broad, we can narrow it down so that we can cut back on the information generated. We need to take into consideration the kind of abbreviations that might generate information in databases. The keywords from the question and these 4 elements to consider will give us enough search terms to check individually, evaluate, and gather information. Sometimes the number of search terms is so immense that you need to keep a logbook and record your search terms. Keeping a logbook is a topic that we will cover in future lessons. Now, having generated the search terms, the next step is using the search terms in various search engines for various databases and explore the problem presented to us.